3 days ago, Jeannette McCurdy, who famously starred on iCarly, released a book titled I'm Glad My Mom Died. This is a personal account of things that she experienced in her years in the entertainment industry. Now, I haven't read the book, but I asked you guys whether you'd like to see me cover this book, and you guys responded with a strong yes. This is going to be a little bit more of a serious video than our usual lighter tone. On this channel, we cover these 2000s Nickelodeon shows in a more nostalgic light, but I try to focus on what happened on screen and stray away from the seemingly problematic, often controversial off-screen happenings. For me, growing up, these shows were shows I enjoyed, and I really didn't consider the flip side of it because I was young and naive. Today, there are a lot of people saying a lot of different things, and to me, there's no point in theorizing and imagining what the truth is, as there is just too much we don't know. However, Jeannette has released her viewpoint and also specifically mentioning her time on iCarly and Sam and Cat, so I figured we can run through what she said about her time at Nickelodeon briefly, as it is definitely a notable and now important piece of history for the adolescent entertainment industry. Lastly, before we start, I don't have every detail from the book, just statements I found in articles, and I'm not going to be commenting on each detail, but rather, after we go through the statements, I can comment on everything as a whole. I'll probably not get every single detail perfectly right as well. I figured we should also go in a kind of semi-chronological order, so I'll begin with the beginning. Jeannette McCurdy clearly remembers being pushed or shepherded into an acting career. This was not her dream or desire, it was her mother's. Her mom made her do such things such as whitening her teeth, bleaching her hair, and encouraging anorexia to quote-unquote delay adulthood from as early as the age of 10. These acts felt unnatural to Jeannette, who described going through puberty through the years as she was filming iCarly and remembering her body trying to fight the forced change. Jeannette hated the feeling of being sexualized. She wanted to be a child, so when she was forced to take bikini pictures, she was grossed out, embarrassed, and ashamed. She mentions the person who made her do these things, quote-unquote the creator, who most conclude to be referring to Dan Schneider, iCarly's creator. Throughout the years, the creator does other things that Jeannette writes about, and Jeannette mentions that if he would do something, she would have a hard time saying no due to his easily angered nature. The creator, at the very least, causes discomfort 3 other times. One of these cases was an unwanted back massage, which she was too scared to stop. A couple seasons into iCarly, Jeannette McCurdy was going to have a kissing scene with her co-star, Nathan Kress. This was a highly worrying situation for Jeannette for many reasons. She didn't want her first kiss to be this way. She didn't like the idea of kissing, and it made her highly uncomfortable. When it came to the scene, she couldn't sell the kiss for the creator, who would yell at her, asking her for more head movement among other things. Jeannette said that even if she wanted to, she couldn't, as she felt stiff from the whole experience and didn't like their faces touching each other and didn't want to smell his hair gel or close her eyes. Another instance that would cause discomfort was when the creator encouraged her to drink alcohol, calling the cast of iCarly too wholesome and needing a little edge. He also said that the cast of Victorious would partake. When she questioned this and stated that she was underage for drinking, the creator said that no one would find out. After iCarly, Jeannette would film the iCarly spin-off Sam and Cat, which ended after 1 season. She remembers being jealous and slightly angered by her co-star Ariana Grande. Nickelodeon would give her full freedom to pursue her music career during the filming of Sam and Cat, while they grounded Jeannette to be fully focused on Nickelodeon, despite having many offers to do other projects such as feature films. She remembered a shoot where Ariana didn't appear, where Sam was just stuck in a box, and feeling angry about it, calling it a shitty show. The tipping point for Jeannette was when she was grounded on Sam and Cat, and Ariana was playing cards with Tom Hanks. Once her time on Nickelodeon had come to an end, she was offered $300,000 to remain quiet about the time on the network, so-called hush money, which she declined. That's a very brief overview of some of the events that are stated in the book, but there's one more thing I'd like to recite from the book and the interviews, which is related to iCarly, her relationship with Miranda Cosgrove. Jeannette remembers that her mother disapproved of starting a relationship with Miranda because she did not believe in God, also mentioning that Nathan Kress is okay because he does believe in Jesus. But this did not put Jeannette off of the idea of talking to Miranda. Miranda almost immediately sent Jeannette a $100 gift card to the movies and some candy, and the two would quickly connect over the AIM network, where the two would chat for hours. Jeannette described Miranda as hilarious in ways that the public doesn't get to see, and she wanted some of her quote-unquote coolness to rub off on her. She also describes that there is a beauty to the way that Miranda would put things into text, and the way that she would describe people and other things. They remained friends throughout the whole period of iCarly, and Jeannette was scared that they would lose the connection after iCarly ended. The opposite happened, as their bond was only strengthened after, described as them being connected from the hip. More presently, it seems that the two are still on good terms but don't communicate as often, with perhaps the iCarly revival highlighting some of their differences. Miranda invited McCurdy to join the revival, mentioning that it was a good opportunity to put them back on the map, but Jennette was not interested. Miranda also mentioned that it was good money, but that is when Jennette mentioned that her mental health was more important. Looking at all of this with this reference, a few things are clear. The most important factor here is definitely terrible parenting and exploiting your kids for your own personal gain. Jennette has no control over this, which is just very sad. She was robbed of a childhood and put through so much emotional damage. Another thing that is clear is that Jennette really didn't want to act, which adds a whole lot more depth to this clip.
You were really a beauty pageant girl?
I didn't want to be. My mom forced me.
She didn't have that mindset. She was ashamed of playing a character she didn't like, and she did not want to be told what to do, especially when it came to the way she looked and her body. Acting is a very specific career that most of us would not feel comfortable doing, so when someone is forced into it, it's sure to cause some serious mental health problems. Next, obviously there was some unacceptable behavior from the network. Alcohol, sexualizing minors, invading their personal space, and verbal abuse. All of these things are unacceptable but unfortunately happen, and the one who is supposed to protect the kids from these terrible cases are the parents. But when the parents are indifferent about it, the kids suffer as a result. Hearing about McCurdy's relationship with Miranda was also an interesting insight, and I'm glad she made some friends and met some people who were special to her in this experience as well. Jennette clearly went through an experience which she had little to no control over that caused permanent emotional damage, among other things, which was pushed by her mother. This memoir stands as an important reminder of the crucial role of parenting and the complicated world of the adolescent entertainment industry, which when left in the wrong hands of the wrong people can terrorize some innocent young people's lives. Now, that was all I wanted to cover about the book and what Jeannette McCurdy has said in her book, but I thought it was a very interesting read and perspective that maybe we hadn't seen fully before, but also if any of you have actually gone and read the book, I'd love to hear your thoughts on it in the comments and what things I missed, as well as just general opinions about this whole case and what you think the consequences might be after this book. As you guys know, I try to keep a lighter tone on this channel, so it would be great to hear some feedback of a more heavy video like this, of more non-fiction stuff, so let me know if you liked it. I don't know if I'll make many more of these, but it would be great to hear the feedback anyway. But for now, thank you for watching. This has been the Third Wind channel. I'd really appreciate it if you would subscribe, and I'll see you guys all tomorrow for another daily video.